Go.
All right, so with the kettlebell, when you go to pick it up, you want to make sure you keep your chest up, your shoulders pulled back. Think about taking your shoulder blades and tucking them down into your back pockets, as if you had back pockets. You can put your arms out forward, reach as far as you can, pull your shoulders back, turn your thumbs up, and that right there is going to put your back into the most stable position. When you go down to pick up the kettlebell, you want to maintain this position, bending at the knees and sticking your hips backwards in order to pick up the kettlebell. Common fault would be picking the kettlebell up like this, which will hurt your back. Don't do this. Chest up, shoulders back when you pick up the kettlebell. First things that you can start doing with it, you can go into the swing. The regular Russian kettlebell swing is going to be swinging the kettlebell at its lowest point above your shoulders. Looks like this. In order to swing the kettlebell, I'm snapping my hips. So I'm locking my knees out and squeezing my butt tight to launch the kettlebell up. My forearms are coming off of my thighs. I am not pulling the kettlebell with my shoulders. I am thrusting my hips through to launch the kettlebell into the air. Again. When swinging the kettlebell, you keep a strong, sturdy wrist, a slight bend in the elbow the whole time. From the front view, would look like this. Primary objective is making sure that your back stays nice and straight as you bring the kettlebell up. Common fault with the kettlebell is pulling the kettlebell up with your shoulders. There should be a point of weightlessness with the kettlebell. That weightless period is about in here. So it's got weight, and from here to here it should float from your pelvic thrust. If you're pulling the kettlebell, it's going to be heavy the whole time. Another common fault is bending backwards. Bending backwards like this will also injure you and hurt your lower back. Keep your belly nice and tight. Think about trying to suck your belly button into your spine or bracing yourself as if you were going to get punched in the gut. Keep your belly nice and tight. Another movement you can do with the kettlebell is called a goblet squat. You can hold the kettlebell in a couple of different ways. It can either be held like this. Kettlebell's resting on my chest, so it's touching my chest. Think about trying to push the kettlebell up. As you go to squat, it's knees out and keep pressing this kettlebell right into your chest. Squat as low as you can. Stand up all the way, squeezing your butt and locking your knees out up at the top of the squat. Bringing it all the way down, all the way back up. You can also hold the kettlebell like this. Some people would prefer to hold the kettlebell like this. You can hold in any method. I would suggest this way here. This tends to be the most comfortable method to hold the kettlebell with a squat. Don't need to worry about one arm swings, and you don't need to worry about going all the way overhead right now. We work that later.
Is that it?